It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
All right, we've got a question from Jordan. He said, if we reach 25% savings rate, is it okay to spend disposable income on vacations, cars, all of those things that they want? Or is it always a goal to save more?
Ooh.
So how do you make that decision, and when is one right over the other?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Again, this is one of the things that the financial order of operations allows you to do is it allows you to kind of put some guardrails to protect you from yourself. Because a lot of people don't realize this. Ribby, do you know what the hardest thing is for a really good saver in their whole financial journey? Hardest thing for a really good saver.
A really good saver, we see a lot of people have trouble spending money.
They have trouble
They
spending.
don't know
That's
when
exactly
it's okay
right.
to let their foot off the gas, as Brian would say.
And it manifests in two ways. So we have those folks that are really, really good savers all the way till they get to retirement. And then they retire and they're like, I just can't
What do
spend.
I do now?
I'm so tired. And well, what was it all for? Remember, money is not a goal. Money is a tool. So don't get to retirement with $1 gazillion and not spend any of it, or else what was the point? We know, Millionaire Next Door tells us that second and third generation, they're going to have no problem spending the money. So if you've worked hard and you've built this wealth, you ought to spend it. Well, people also do this on their accumulation journey, because I think, I'm stealing this from Brian, he thinks that one day they're going to find that there is a saving gene wound into our DNA.
Oh,
it's the reason that there are like two siblings and one's a saver and one's not a saver. He thinks it's in the fiber of our DNA. Well, a lot of folks figure that out really early on. And they say, you know what, I'm going to save. And they get addicted to it, right? But not I don't want to say not in a bad way, because it's great. You're building wealth and you recognize how powerful it can be. But there does come a point where, if you're following the financial order of operations and you're doing all the things you're supposed to, and you're saving 25% of your income, the reason we have that 25% there is to give you freedom to then go do other things. That's one of the things I tell my wife, like when we do sort of I don't want to say budgeting because we don't do budgeting anymore, but we do like our wealth building powwows.
Yeah, you're getting on the same page.
When we're getting on the same page, I say, hey babe, one of the things we're going to save all of our money first, right? We're going to have the percentages that we're doing go into all the places, and then that's going to give us freedom. If we want to decorate that room, or if we want to go on that vacation, or if we want to upgrade that, whatever it is, we don't feel guilt around that because we know that we're saving first, we know that we're giving first, and it removes some of that pressure. So I would argue, if you are at 25%. And there are other things you'd like to do, by all means, start doing that. Now, here's the caveat, and I'll say it because Brian's not here. The caveat is, don't feel like you have to increase your lifestyle just because you can.
Yes.
Maybe you're a young person who makes a lot of income. Now, we see this all the time. We'll have young folks, money guy, financial mutants, that might be in their 20s that have like 6-figure incomes, right? Like big incomes at a really young age, but they're not married yet. They don't own a home yet. They don't have any kids. And, they want to kind of do some of those things in the future, but they're not there yet. So they just don't have a lot of expenses, right? So, hey, guys, I can save 60% of my income.
Right.
That's great. Do that while you can, so long as you're not sacrificing other things in life that matter to you. And your future self will thank you for that. Look, it was probably not good for my health that I ate bowls of cereal for like my entire early 20s for every meal. But you know what? That Roth is looking pretty good now because I did that. You have to figure out what makes sense for you. But the 25% exists so that you can have freedom to focus on other things than building wealth once you've checked that box.
Yeah, and it comes down to you mentioned vacations. Are you doing that because everyone's doing it and you feel like you're missing out? Or is that going to be a family thing where you get to connect with somebody or check something off your bucket list and it really matters to you, right?
That's right.
So that's kind of how you make those decisions on what to actually spend the money on once you pass that 25%.